What's going on YouTube? Is Donnie P all day. So, over the last 2 days, my Kubey has been in my pocket. Love this knife. It's very, very sharp. This was sent to the channel by one of the brothers of the blade. Just sent it over and said, dude, you got to try this knife. I did, and it's in my regular rotation. How do I know it's in my rotation? Because it's been in my pocket for the last 2 days. So, while carrying this, I get a package in the mail. And I said, I wonder what this is. So I rip it open. And what's inside? A Kubey. And I was like, it was like destiny. I just had to have a Kubey in the box, I guess. This one you can see is a standard flipper, right? The flipper's there. Boop. Opens up just like any other flipper. G10 handles. It's great. The thing is freaking awesome, man. This is so sharp, and that curved edge, nice. And look at the shape of this grip. I mean, it's awesome. It's just awesome. It's a really good knife. So then this one comes in, and I was like, well, that's different. It's got jimping right here, and not enough of it too. I mean, look at the distance in the jimping, which is pretty sweet, I have to say. The first thing, though, when I took it out of the box, the first thing that caught my attention was this pocket clip. Don't know why, but I really, really dig the pocket clip. It is ambidextrous, so that works. But then it was this, and I said, well, how's that for something special? So I put it in my hand and I flicked it, and I was like, ooh, it's a front flipper. Boom. I was like, I don't own one of these. I don't have one of these. I don't even use one of these. So I thought, I want to play with it. So here's the thing. If you don't like the front flipper, which I actually am digging, they give you all this, which is really, really nice. And it makes the knife open really well. This thing is smooth. The G10 on this is super grippy. I mean, super grippy. You got your big old lanyard hole here. And then this groove, it's going to serve more of a purpose, I believe, than just opening things up. I mean, every time you see a notch in a blade, there's always a use. So we're going to discover that today. The liner lock is jimped. It's got a really, really nice frame in there. The spacers are well done. I have all the specs. We have an overall length of 7.6 inches. We have a blade length of 3.27. This is going to be legal pretty much anywhere a knife is legal. This one will be legal to carry. A blade thickness of 3.1 millimeter. That's about 0.12 inches. The Rockwell, the hardness of this blade is 59 to 61. This is a hard blade, man. This is a hard blade. This, I guarantee, will keep an edge. It's got a satin finish with a 4.49, about 4.5 inch handle. The handle overall thickness is 0.51 inches. Handle material G10, stainless steel clip, and ceramic ball bearing. Designed by Kubey Knife, who, I don't know if you've ever gone to their website, Kubey. Go to Kubey Knife Company. The models that they have, oh my God, I would carry pretty much every single one. I really, really dig their website. After this came in, I said, I want to see what else they have. Holy mackerel, they got some great pieces. One thing I didn't mention was the blade steel. And the reason I held off on that is because it's worth mentioning. You guys know that I carry a lot of D2. My Essia Vispa, my favorite one, the one that I bought, D2 steel. This one, D2 steel. My last couple pot carries that I showed you guys, D2 steel. I am a huge D2 steel knife fan. I believe in D2. A D2 has not failed me yet. It holds a really good edge. It's really strong. It holds off from corrosion. Everything about D2 so far for me has been capital A1, A-OK, mister. So here's the deal. It's even got a nice little choil on it. This knife is sweet, man. This is really comfortable in the hands. Let's check it out now. Let's check it out. I didn't even have to ask. I didn't even have to ask its permission. It just straight up drag across. That is super freaking sharp. That is super sharp. That was literally just a drag across. Look at that. Look at that bald spot. Normally it looks like this with all the little hairs on there. Holy Moses, put that in a safe space. My safe space. So let's see here. Oop. Gotta go to the side you're holding. So let's see, yeah. It's just sharp, man. It's just freaking sharp. Yeah, coming out of the box, when I pulled this thing out of the box, I was like super duper. The flat grind on this is almost like a katana where it just comes right to the edge. There's a very, very, you see that little beveled part right there? Very small. It's a lot like a katana. It reminds me of a good Japanese katana. And when you run your fingers across this grind, man, this thing is crazy, crazy smooth. Look at this knife. I mean, when you're talking about a slicer and a cutter, you see a lot of knives and you can see the grind lines. That doesn't mean they're not going to be sharp, but they're not going to be as crazy smooth as this. And this thing is nutty freaking smooth. I think we just really need to get into it now. What is its purposes? This is an EDC. This is your everyday carry. This is the one that's going to open up your packages. And this is the one that's going to cut the hose on the car when you overheat. And this one's the one that's going to crack open that bottle or do whatever you got to do. And I believe you could use this as a bottle opener, but it's also going to have some other uses. I mean, even kitchen use, right? Food prep use. So if you're camping and you carry your big knife, right? Your survival knife, your fixed blade, maybe you want that secondary blade to do the fine stuff like feather sticking or food prep or anything like that. And a blade like this would be perfect for it. Let's play with it. Ooh, you're gonna have to excuse the mess. I've been putting out some new countertops, some new backsplash. So let's say you have a piece of rod that is really straight and you need it bent a little bit. I can take my knife and give myself the bends I need to make it work. Am I going to destroy that? No. Do I have any loosening? You hear anything shaking around? No. Does it affect the lock? No. Does it affect it opening? No. It's still butter freaking smooth, even though I just torqued and put a lot of pressure, which you don't want to do on a lot of knives. You don't want to put pressure. You don't want to put pressure on a folding knife, because there is a point of access right here and it turns and that can loosen. And what can happen is you can spread these and then you're screwed, right? This knife just held up. This knife just held up. I kind of pried hard. This is a nice, this isn't a hanger. This is, that's a good piece of steel right there. So you got to put a lot of pressure into that, which I did just to see if this was going to spread, and it didn't. There's no kind of loosening in there. Let's get something we can cut. Ooh, looky what I found. Okay, we got a grape, right? So I'm left-handed, so this is kind of backwards. So let's do this. Whoop. All right, we're going to turn you guys around there. So now you can see everything. Okay, we have this grape. Let's just make some really paper-thin grape slices. Wow. This is so sharp. I mean, that is so sharp. Look at these cuts. Look at these cuts. It's completely see-through. That is crazy. That's some thin cutting right there, boys and girls. Let's see. This is a finger taker offer right here if you're not careful, because this thing is yum sharp. Let's take it outside. So food prep is a definite. I mean, this thing is going to be a slicer dicer. And if all I used it for was food prep, I'll tell you what, I can guarantee you this edge would never, ever dull if that's what I used it for. But I like to use my knives, and that Kubey that was in my pocket gets a really good amount of use. So let's do some drop tests. 4 feet on a folder. Hey, look at that. 4 feet on a folder is really good for it to be dropping straight like that. That really shows a good point of balance. Let's do a couple hard downward throws. Oh, I missed the stump and stuck it in the tire, and not the sidewall. That's in the tread. Look at that. That's in the tire. that was a happy accident. That's what, like most kids. So that was fantastic. So basically on the downward throw, what I'm testing, especially on a folding knife, I want to see if A, the lock is going to collapse. I want to see B, if I'm going to get any wiggle and wobble, because hard impact will loosen a lot of folding knives. And I want to see if there's going to be any tip deviation, folding, things like that. Going through a steel belted tire without having any issues. That's a win. Oh, look at the bite. Oh my gosh, that's actually a really good bite. So you can actually see the line right here. That was the bite that thing just took. That's really good. That's pretty freaking impressive. That's pretty impressive. All right, so let's do a little push cut here. And not only did it push cut, but it pushed so clean. I mean, so clean. There's no extra fibers sticking out. And I'll prove it to you. It pushed so clean that it just dug straight into the wood and stuck. That's how well the edge profile is on this. Speaking of, let's see. It's locked this way. It did not collapse on me. It's still, see how fast that was? Still no loosening. This thing, woo-wee. So far, so good, man. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. Now, it's not a chopper, obviously, and I'm not going to get the levers to chop, so I don't think I can get all the way through this. But what I can, oh, you know what we're going to do? I was going to say we could try, but I can't get enough swing power. And I mean, look at that. It's going through the metal right there. That went, oh, I got to show you. I got to show you. Look at that. That cut through all three. It just didn't get through the last bit of rubber. So what I want to do is just make it work. So extension cord, filled with a bunch of metals, boom. That's a beautiful cut. You don't believe me? Here's the other side. Now let's look at all the damage the edge never took. Man, that is super clean. Super duper clean. I really, after that first Kubey, I became a fan. And I have to say, this one is not slowing down the fandom. This thing is nice. This thing is super nice. I mean, yeah, I'm actually cutting it. I'm doing something here. I really, really like what Kubey puts out so far. Oh, without even an effort. That thing went all the way in. I was going to try and dig the tip. Let's see. Look at this. I went to pull it out, and it just skinned. Look at the size of this. Look at the size of that gash. All I did is pull it out. Boop. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people should have done. Because there's a bunch of little crap out there. All right, so let's see. We got 4 layers of leather here. Let's see. Man, tell me how clean that is. This knife is sweet. Let's turn it around the other side. After everything we do, it's just crazy, crazy sharp. Let's do a puncture test. I mean, we went through a tire with no problem. I had no doubt it was going all the way through the leather. I had no doubt. No doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind. Let's find something to baton. Hold on. All right, so normally if you're going to baton, you're going to baton through something that's already halved because you don't have a lot of, blade space. But what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to just catch the edge and see what we can get here. It puts a lot of stress on a folding knife to do this. Batoning is not exactly something that it's designed for, or that you should do, or that the manufacturer, in this case Kubey, is going to come across the video and say, what the hell is this guy doing to our knife? But you guys need to know that even though you're not going to be doing it, you're not going to use this knife for this purpose, you want to know that it can. And that's literally all this little test is showing it. Now, what'll happen is a lot of times, look at it, the blade is staying, it's staying locked. Let's see. That's still good. That's still good. Oh, let's try that. And it's still not collapsing. So a lot of times if you try to do something, no wiggling, no wobbling, like hard impact on a folding knife, you're gonna jack up something. There's too many moving parts, you're gonna mess it up. To be able to baton and smash this thing and go through tires and do all that jazz and pry a metal rod to bend it, and not have this thing loosen up, these guys make winners. These guys make winners. There's knife companies out there, you know, and people say, oh, you know, you love every knife, and it's not true. You'll see if you watch some videos, there's just some knives out there that I say no, it just doesn't work for me. And even though I want to, there's other knife reviewers out there that test the same knives, and they don't point out the faults of the knife. They don't say because they're nicer than me. I have to be honest with the faults. So far, I can't find anything to not like about this knife. It just does what it's supposed to do. It feels right in the hand. It's properly sized. It's properly sharpened, and it looks good. It's an attractive knife. And that's one of my things. If you bring out a knife that might work, you might bring out something that is crazy good. But to me, to me, if it's ugly, it's ugly. And I'm not afraid to say if a knife is ugly. I own some that I say straight out of the box, hey, this is not a looker, but it works. This happens to be really attractive. This is a very, very nice looking knife. And it's really, really smooth. I'm starting to really dig that front flipper. I've never used one before. So this one being the first, I'm finding out that the more you flip with it, the better it gets. And look at this action, okay? So I just broke the lock. Well, you know, unlocked it. That's locked, right? Now let's go forward. Oh, it's so smooth it won't let me. So I'm not even able to accidentally close it because as soon as I flick it, that ball bearing works so well, it's putting it back into lock. So let's show you. That's unlocked. I want to snap it down. I'm doing this, and it's locking. I wonder if I can do it another way. Let's try to go up. There's something about it, man. Every time I move it, it wants to go back to lock. So it gives me less of a chance to cut my fingers. I can dig that. This thing is built really well. I'm pretty happy with this. Oh, you know what we didn't do? We did no like feather sticking, things like that. So let's see, because this would be your secondary knife. Oh my God, I went to feather. And the edge is so nice. It just, look how far it dug in. All right, so let's do it down here. This, you don't usually use a big round log to feather, so I'm really gonna have some trouble getting this guy started. I should use a piece of cut wood. And that's what I think I'm gonna have to do because this thing just wants to carve. Look at this. It just literally wants to carve. And I can't be mad at it for that. So let's see. Let's see if we can find a little edge here. Oh, that's a part that I already carved. All right, let's get rid of that. Man, it's so sharp that I'm trying to control it. It's just making them leave. I'm trying to leave them on there to show you guys. All right, let's use one that's already, plus that's really wet, so that's probably not helping me at all. All right, here we go. This one's, there we go. There we go. You don't want to use round things to feather on. Look at it. This knife is so sharp. Look how thin that is. That is like paper thin. And they're just all falling off. They're there. They're right below me. But look at this. Oh my gosh. Those are so nice. Is this going to be a feather sticking knife? Anything I want it to do, that's what this thing's going to be. Look at this. It's just making nice swoops. Let's cut them all off. Let's see if we can't dig them all. Oh, that was nice. That was so nice. Let's do some notching, because with bushcraft, notching is actually an important thing. And so far, man, that's a quality notching. These are feathers here. That's not part of what I just did. So now let's turn that wedge notch into a square notch, what I call the Lincoln log notch. For when you're putting two pieces of wood together, This is an actual, a very, very quality, usable notch. You make 2 Lincoln log notches and a piece and 2 different pieces of wood, and then you stick them together, and then you bind it, and you are going to be doing very good. This knife is cool. This knife is cool. It's cool, baby. It's cool, baby. First try. All right. So the Kubey, what is it? KU331. I think that's what it is. Another winner. This is only my second Kubey, and I'm going to tell you it's my second so far. They have a few fixed blades that I would love to try. And I have a design. Oh my God, I have a design that would be perfect for this company. Hey, Kubey, if you're listening, if you want a D-bad design, let me know, because we can sell them. This thing is really nice, man. This thing is really nice. I'm a day one fan. A day one fan of this knife. So I'm going to take my other Kubey out of my pocket. Who knows? Maybe I'll just carry both. But this one is coming with me today, and it'll be with me tomorrow. I'll probably carry this for a week straight and just continue to use it, just to see how long it's going to take before I actually need to sharpen it. My other one, I still haven't sharpened it. So I don't know. Who knows? Maybe it'll just need a stropping every now and then, because so far my other Kubey has held up, which gives me very, very high hopes for this guy. This is a pretty sweet knife. If you haven't checked out the Kubey website, get on there, because I guarantee you, whatever style of knife you dig, like that, whatever folder is the one that you prefer, they probably have one, and it's probably made better than the one in your pocket, or at a better price, because I don't even know if they have folders over $100. I think this one on their website, I think it's only $58. That's for an awesome folder, D2, G10, everything works, everything's smooth. Oh, man, out of the box, guys. This is day one use. This thing is so nice. So nice. All right, well, that's a winner. That's a winner. Couldn't find anything not to like about it, that's for sure. I am Donnie B all day. Until next knife.